At an age when most kids are getting a driver's license or lining up a prom date, Matt the Rattlesnake Lesch is making his mark on the blues scene in St. Louis. He's shared the stage with big-name performers, and his mentor is local blues legend Big George Brock. Suzanne Vanderhoef introduces us to this very young musician with a very big natural talent.
When you think about blues guitar players, the image of a 16-year-old from High Ridge, Missouri probably isn't the first one that comes to mind. But after listening to Matt the Rattlesnake Lesch, that just might change. And other musicians from around the area are starting to take notice.
I don't even recall where I first saw him, but it was just one of those moments where I said, that kid's one of the next generations. You could just tell he had a feel for it. He had, his vibe was there, and you could tell he was genuine.
Although he's only been playing for a few years, Matt's already played with a number of big-name performers, from Aaron Griffin and Mojo Rising to Jeremiah Johnson to Big George Brock. And while Matt may be tearing it up on stage now, he started off in a rather unorthodox way.
As silly as it sounds, I started playing Guitar Hero.
Then he heard Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Before I played the blues, I actually, believe it or not, I played like Metallica, like heavy metal. When I heard Stevie Ray Vaughan, I knew from right there that I wanted to be a musician. That changed my whole opinion of music. I started listening to his influences like Albert King and Jimi Hendrix and Freddie King, and people like that.
I'd put him in lessons, and he'd gotten in with his first teacher, and he had been there about 3 months, and they had came out and said there wasn't much more they could show him. You either can do it or you can't do it. A book can't really tell you how to do it. I mean, it's just really difficult because you got to play with your heart and your feelings, which Matthew tends to do that a lot. His feelings are right out there on his fingertips.
At the moment, Matt's trying to channel that feeling into the creation of his own signature style.
I'm trying to get like a mixture of, I don't know, like Albert King and Freddie King, so something like, I don't know, like,
and while playing may come relatively easy to him, Matt knows he does still have a lot to learn. So he's especially grateful to the way the blues community and his idols like Big George Brock have embraced him and are continuing to help guide him.
It's unbelievable. I mean, he's a blues legend, growing up with Muddy Waters. He's just one of the last legends left. It feels like an honor to even get to shake his hand.
Let alone jam with him in front of a packed audience. For State of the Arts, I'm Suzanne Vanderhoef.